The sudden slip gave the woman a real scare. Looking down at the terrifying drop below, she wanted to do something, but her mind went blank. All she could do was squeeze her eyes shut, fighting the urge to look down. Then she took a deep breath and kept climbing. This abandoned signal tower was thousands of meters tall, but she was so focused, she didn't notice. One of the bolts on the ladder was coming loose. With every step, she moved as carefully as she could. One glance at the ground below was enough to make her legs shake, but to prove the impossible was possible. She took a deep breath and pushed herself to keep going, but the old tower was covered in rust. Every part looked ready to snap at any second. Finally, she made it to a platform. But this wasn't the final goal. The very top of the tower was what she and her friend were aiming for. Looking up at the crazy tall ladder, she almost wanted to back out, but she couldn't lose face in front of her best friend. She braced herself and grabbed the ladder, gave it a good shake to make sure it was solid. When nothing broke, she let out a shaky breath, tensed her body, and swung herself up. But as soon as her feet touched the ladder, she started to regret it. She knew one wrong move could mean falling from this height. There'd be nothing left of her. All she could do was take deep breaths to calm her nerves. Then her friend up top, just looking for a thrill, started shaking the ladder. She yelled at her friend for messing around, not realizing this dumb move would have serious consequences. The part that should have taken 2 minutes took her almost half an hour to finish. Her friend made it to the top first and reached down to pull her up, but suddenly the ladder shook again for no reason. She panicked even more, but with her friend's help, she finally made it to the very top. Once she calmed down, she stood up and looked out at the whole world below her feet. For a second, she felt on top of the world, but she didn't forget her real purpose. She took out her late boyfriend's ashes and scattered them to the wind. With her wish fulfilled, they got ready to climb back down, but what they didn't realize, going up was easy. Getting down would be nearly impossible. She stuck her left leg out past the safety zone. Every single move made her heart race, but she had no choice but to inch her way down. Then, as she put her foot on the next step, a piece of the old ladder broke off. One loose bolt started a whole chain reaction. Luckily, the safety rope caught her, so things didn't get totally out of control, but the sudden drop threw her balance off. Her friend above gripped the rope as tight as she could, quickly looping it around an iron pole, and started pulling with everything she had. With her friend's help, she got her balance back, but holding the rope so long made her friend's hands give out. Her friend's foot slipped, and she fell again, this time even harder. But having survived the first fall, they managed to pull themselves together. She shifted her weight, and with her friend's help, she slowly made her way back up. Pretty soon, she was just one step away from safety. She grabbed the steel bar and pulled herself up with every ounce of strength, and finally, she was back on top of the tower. Both of them were relieved to still be alive, but that excitement didn't last long. Now they had to face a new reality. The ladder was gone, and they were stuck thousands of meters above the ground. How were they supposed to get back down?